There's something very important the True Source has asked me to share with you. And what the True Source asked me to share with you is that you are the architect of your life. I want you to think about that for a moment. I'm going to hesitate, and then we'll continue. What is the architect of your life? You are the designer. Isn't an architect design your life? You design your life. Before you incarnated, you chose certain karmic lessons to empower you. Remember, karma is nothing but an experience. You judge whether it's positive or negative, but seriously, it's just nothing but an experience to empower you. There are certain things that occur in your life, and you have plan A, B, and C, maybe D in some cases, how to learn it. And you can choose a very difficult path initially, or you can choose a path that's moderately difficult or slightly difficult. Let's say, for example, you came to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem, and you chose to have relationships with drugs or alcohol. Very challenging. You can do this all your life. That's plan A. Plan B, you can let it go halfway through your life or some percentage. Plan C, look what I'm doing. After a year or two, more or less, I'm done. So you have the choice how you want to heal whatever you came here to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And that's so important because you are the game changer, as we say. You are the architect of your life, but you are changing things in your life that you became and are becoming the role model for everyone around you. You see, they'll say, if you can do it, I can do it. And that's the truth. They can do it on their own, but sometimes it is necessary for you to be the role model. Change comes about slowly or it comes about swiftly. Sometimes it's slowly because you chose a very difficult lesson to learn and you're resistant. You're trying to prove someone wrong. You know, I have a friend, and she would actually go down with the Titanic expression to prove she's right. She would die to prove she's right because her ego's in her way. And we need to understand, hey, I'm learning a lesson. What did I learn? In designing your life, you need to look at everything that's going on. Let's say things were very difficult, because mostly in my practice, I deal with people that have challenges. They're physical, they're mental, they're emotional. They have illnesses, diseases, all kinds of things going on. And they chose this experience to empower themselves. And you go, why the heck would we choose to do that? My answer, I don't know. Before you incarnated, you said, I want to make this so difficult I get it right. I want it to be so challenging, I get it right. I want to do this so well that I don't have to come back and repeat it. And then you're given scenarios, and you choose the scenario. They always say, God's punishing me, or God knows everything I do. How can you have free will and free choice if what I call the True Source, which you would call God, says you can only do it my way? Think about that. And one of the greatest teachers, Jesus, taught about the True Source is unconditional love and allowingness and non-judgmentalness. You need to understand in your life that every moment you are creating your life, every moment you are designing your life, every moment as you're designing, you are following a path. And what is this path? Well, is it destruction? Is it learning? Is it growing? Or is it tying you down to some old belief system, to some fear, to some doubt that is limiting you? My mantra is that you are unlimited. And the truth is, you are unlimited. Look what you've created in your life. Look at both sides of the coin. Challenging ones and the ones that brought joy and happiness, or are bringing joy and happiness, or are challenging you. All those you're creating. You're allowing it to happen. But how long do you want to learn something? The cliche I use is, say, Michael, don't touch the hot pot. Oh, what's hot? I touch it and I burn my finger. I got it. I know what hot is. Do I keep putting my finger on the pot and burning myself? Nope, not intentionally, maybe accidentally, but not intentionally. I got the message. Hot burns, hot's uncomfortable. But so many people repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated. And why are you designing that in your life? Because you doubt yourself. You doubt that you're worthy. Oh, wait a minute. Worthy? Yeah. You know that cliche? God don't make no junk? Think about that. You are not a piece of garbage. You're not a piece of junk. You are a valuable, breathing, beautiful entity that was created out of love, that is part of the true source. You're an aspect of it. And everything in your life you deserve to learn and grow from. And how long do you want to learn, negative or positive? It's your choice because you're designing it. For me, I like to move forward. And my path to do what I'm doing right now was not very easy. As others have more difficult paths? Absolutely. But in my path, and I want to share this with you, I said to the true source, why is it so difficult? And the true source said, because you had to learn. And you chose, Michael, to learn. Self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And that you could not depend upon anybody except your soul and the true source and the celestial beings that work with you. To recognize that. And once that I recognized that and understood that, I went, wow, now I understand. So all the criticism, all the judgments, everything I went through made me stronger. You know, that song was, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And there's some truth into that song. Every experience you've designed in your life got you to this point, and it's going to carry you further. You want to go downhill? You want to remain flat? Or you want to go uphill? Downhill, negativity. Flat, frozen, don't move. Uphill, new enlightenment and new empowerment. What is your choice? What is it that you desire to do? What direction you want to go into? You are not hampered or tied to your past, unless you want to be tied to your past. So many people talk to me about the wonderful things they've done in the past. That's great. What are you doing now? What are you doing to change your life? What are you doing to enhance your life? What are you designing in your life to bring about unconditional love, allowingness, non-judgmentalness, joy, happiness, and most important, what are you doing to touch others so that each one of you becomes a legacy, that you change the lives? Many, many, many years ago, I talked to the True Source. The True Source said whether you change one life or you change 1 trillion lives, on a vibration and energy, they're all equal. One is just as important as 1 trillion. And my next question is, but how can you compare that? And it's because if you change one life, one changes another, which becomes 2, 2 become 4, and so on and so forth. I went, wow, that's really powerful. I learned something new. And each day you are learning something new. You don't know everything. I've been at this a long time, and I'm still learning. And that's so great and wonderful. And I have the opportunity to share this knowledge the True Source has taught me and is now channeling through me. Everyone, think about what life you're designing. Think about the direction you're going into. Think about what you desire to accomplish. And let's make it oversimplified. Really simple, not complex. Simple. Ask for a life of joy and happiness, period. And your soul knows exactly what brings you joy and happiness more than you do. So it's perfect health, joy, happiness, abundance, prosperity, fun, vacation, everything your soul so desires. You don't even know it. You have no idea. But your soul knows, because you've designed certain experiences in this lifetime, and you're continuing to design experiences as you live each and every moment. You want to live a long life? Go for it. You want to live to be 150? Go for it. You want to have perfect health? Go for it. You have that ability. The energy's out there. You know, what you think you create, what you create you experience. I love that what the True Source taught me, and I use it frequently. Remember, you're not a servant of your fears, but the master of your life. So before I conclude, I'd like all of you to know that now that I know I have designed my life and I am creating my life 24/7, I'm just going to design and manifest whatever brings me joy and happiness. I don't have to know what it is, but I'll experience it. That's what's so important.